Welcome to Barboursville, West Virginia, SETZER'S World of Camping. Today we're going to be reviewing Forest River Salem 33TS. Starting here at the front of the unit, we're going to have a manual jack. On this, you're going to have a light, which turns on, so you can use it at night. Just underneath that, you're going to have the jack that retracts and goes up and down here. Right behind that, you look inside this cap here. You're going to have the manual jack just in case the battery dies or you don't have any power to it. You can still raise it and lower it to get on the hitch. Just behind that, we're going to have two 4.5 gallon propane tanks. These come pre-filled. On this, it's going to have an automatic pressure regulator right here. On these tanks, we recommend that you always keep one open unless you're going to be camping in a wintertime scenario and one tank's almost empty. They will draw from both at the same time. So if this one's almost empty, go ahead and crack this one open in case it's wintertime. You'll be good to go whenever you run out in the other tank. Just behind that, you're going to have a 12 cycle marine deep cycle battery. It's going to power everything in the unit except for the AC and also the furnace. Just behind that, it's going to be your battery disconnect switch. So the only time we recommend that you use the battery disconnect switch is going to be whenever you're winterizing the unit, not going to be using it. Otherwise, keep it on even when you pull into the campground because it will trickle charge the battery through the shore power. Now coming over to this side here, inside this compartment right here, you're going to have a couple different things. You're going to have your manual jacks, one of which will be for the automatic jack system that's stabilizing underneath it here, or manual stabilizing. So we're going to go ahead and start off here though with your starter kit. Inside your starter kit, you're going to have 2-ply toilet paper. You're also going to have what we call here the stinky slinky, or your waste disposal tube. Now, we recommend whenever you use this, you hook it up to your black water overflow. Now, only hook this up and use this, and only open the black water valves whenever you're going to be dumping your waste. Also inside, we're going to have a water hose for filling up your freshwater tanks and also your city water connections there. Also, we're going to have right here a 30 amp adapter to the household outlet adapter. Make sure whenever you're using these, don't use an extension cord. You want to plug it directly into the wall. This is going to connect to the 30 to 50 amp adapter for your main unit, which is going to be this right here. So you'll just simply plug this into that. And then this unit right here will plug into the other side of your power cord and then plug into your unit. Also inside of here, we're going to have these bio pouches for your black water tank for your waste disposal to keep everything clean and smelling nice. So whenever you go to use your black water tank, make sure your tanks are completely empty. Put a couple ounces of this inside of your toilet along with about 3 gallons of water. And then you're going to want to make sure that you fill your black water tank completely along with your gray water tank at the same time, because whenever you go to dump, you're going to dump them both completely full to make sure you flush your system every time. So you'll use your black water tank, flush that completely, then open your gray water valves, as that'll help clean out everything inside this piping system. You'll be good to go. And then whenever you're done and you're restarting everything, repeat that and it'll help get rid of your waste. Another thing as well with the toilet paper, inside your black water tank are 3 sensors. Usually I kind of recommend, if you use toilet paper, even the 2-ply, make sure you throw it into a waste basket, because they can mess up the sensors and you'll throw an error code for that. So that's just another tip to help keep your black water tanks clean. This here was the 50 amp power cord I was talking about for your shore power. This part goes into the RV back there, and then that into your power source. Continuing down, this will be one of your slide outs. One thing about your slide outs you want to make sure of is whenever you do have your slide outs out and you go to put them in, you want to make sure you always get up there and you make sure that anything's, no debris, nothing like that's going to be on the roof, because it will retract and go into the gasket they're sealing and mess up your gasket seals. So always make sure that's clear. Now right underneath it here is going to be one of your gray water tanks. It's going to be the disposal for it right here. Continuing down here as well, you're gonna have your tires. You're gonna have 2 axles here. So we recommend for these tires right here specifically, these are an 80 psi whenever you fill these tires. You want to make sure you do it at least twice a year. I usually recommend every trip, just go ahead and give them a double check, make sure they're full. Also after any kind of like hard braking and stuff for the torquing on these lug nuts, they come pre-torqued at 100 foot-pounds. Just also along with your tire pressure, check those once a year. Continuing back just behind that, it's going to be where your sewage holding tank lies and then your wastewater tank. So this right here is the overflow for your gray water. This gray handle right here, which is your sink and showers and stuff like that. This here is for black water, which is your wastewater and toilet water. So whenever you go to dump your systems, make sure both tanks are full. Make sure you have that hose on here when you're at the waste disposal site. Then pull this black one and open it, completely drain your system, and then do the gray water system. And then make sure you put that bio pouch, some of that in there as well. Just above that, we're gonna have city water and sewer water outlet connections. So this actually right here doesn't flush your tank. What this does is it hits those sensors inside to help clean, but as long as you follow our steps, you should make sure you should be all right with your system. You shouldn't have any problems. This here's your city water connection. So simply just pull this cap out, just like that. And now whenever you fill this up, you're gonna wanna make sure you have your water pressure regulator on there as well. So this here is gonna bypass your fresh water tanks and provide pressure into your house, like the sink showers, you know, stuff like that. Instead of using the fresh water on your system, this will be for whenever you're generally inside of a campsite or a campground with connections. Just next to that, your 50 amp power supply plugs in right here. You can also tighten it on with this cap if you're going to be for extended periods for just added security. One of your additional slide outs as well here. Continuing to the back of the unit, you're going to have your spare tire here as well. You're going to have additional cable satellite auxiliary ports for if you're in a campground that has those. Up above, this comes with a Furrion backup camera. It is sold separately. Also, down beneath there, we're going to have your griddle, which operates on propane. Just behind that, you're going to have your operating pin. And you simply pull that up out of the groove, and then you're free to slide this out just like this on this arm. On this, there are going to be 2 straps. You just simply open these, and then take the unit off. So here's your griddle. It's operated by your propane. Here are your controls for turning it on and off, just like this with your knob. Here's the starter for the unit right here as well. Just simply press down, you'll hear them click for whenever it's going. You're also going to have your connection. It's going to be, it'll be on the back side there, and then whenever you're done, you simply just slide it back up inside. Sometimes you give it a slight lift to get it back into that groove. Push it in, put your locking pin in, slide that in, and then slide it up and around the pin, just like that. Continuing on, these caps right here also as well, whenever you have your waste disposal tube, if you don't want to store it anywhere like particularly close, you can also take these caps off, just like that, and store it inside that unit right there if you like. Then just simply push those back on just like that. So inside here right here, we're going to have a rather large storage compartment. Inside here, we're going to have your fridge. Simply open that just like this. Very nice on those hot summer days when you need some cool beverages outside underneath the awning. And then right here as well, you're going to have your sink, which will be ran off of the city water connection or your freshwater tanks. Behind that, you're going to have a GFCI outlet, as well as right here, you're going to have an auxiliary cable satellite again. Some storage compartments right here for, you know, spices, outdoor, non-disposable, and then up here as well. This right here is going to be your hose for your griddle. And additional lighting inside this compartment as well in case you're outside at night using it. So continuing along here, Gonna have another 2 axles right here. This unit also has 2 zone speakers. So you have a surround system on the inside as well as on these outside compartments, which you can turn off via the controls inside. You also have another GFCI outlet right here. And the disconnect switch is going to be on the inside. This right here is going to be the furnace exhaust. You have a furnace on the inside that you can turn on with controls that runs on propane. So whenever you kick it on, you'll hear some clicking out here, and then it'll ignite and you'll feel some very hot air coming out. Just make sure you're very careful around this. So right here is going to be the freshwater drain. So whenever you're draining your fresh water out of your tanks, you simply pull this lever out and drain your fresh water and put it back in, keep it contained. Also, right above that is going to be your freshwater connection. So this right here is going to be for when you fill your water tanks, for whenever you're going to be on an extended journey and you're not going to have a camp fill up. Simply with your water pressure regulator on your hose, make sure that's always on there, and then you'll just simply put your tube in there, and then make sure that you keep an eye on your control panel on the inside to make sure you don't overflow your tanks. Continuing on as well, right above that, in front of that, we're going to have your hot water tank, or heater, apologies. Inside of here, it's going to be several things. So on this unit, it's going to be operated by either electric or also by the gas system right here. So the electric system is whenever it's plugged in on the inside with the outlet, and then also you come out here and you'll click this switch on, just like that, and click it off. That'll start heating it up with your electric from your 12-volt battery or the shore power. You also have the gas, which is operated by the control panel inside. So whenever you do operate the gas, make sure that you open up your tanks on the front. You hit that panel in there, and then you're going to come out here and you're going to hear the gas coming out and it starts sparking, and then this will kick out hot air as well, and you'll know that you're good to go and hot and rolling. Also on this, whenever you go to empty your tank, your hot water tank, this right here is going to be a bleed valve. It'll release the pressure. So make sure you do this and release all the pressure inside the tank, because if you go to take off this right here, it will push it out with a lot of force. And whenever you're done, you simply just put your panel back on. Just like that. Also on this unit, you're going to have these arms right here. So these are going to be stabilizing jacks whenever you set up at the campground or wherever you're holding up. So that whenever you're done, you just want to, these aren't for lifting or jacking up the camper at all. These are just going to be to stabilize you when you're sitting. If you press up, it'll extend both sides of the arm, and then you simply hit down to retract them as well. Those can also be operated via the manual cranks as well. Now that we're done here on the outside, we're going to take you up to the roof. We're going to show you how to make sure you keep your sealant, and then we're going to take you inside. Now that we're up here on the roof of the unit, now we recommend that at least twice a year you come up and inspect your seals. So what you'll be looking for is just things like this on the outside, just any kind of cracking or anything. Also along these seals right here on your slide outs, you'll want to check and make sure that the sealant there is good. We sell a product called ProFlex. We recommend for the clear for this, a black ProFlex on the outside here, and a self-leveling white up here on the top. You just want to make sure you go along every part of your camper. Check your awning as well, just around all your seals. Look for any nicks or anything in your roof. Also make sure you just want to clear off any debris that's going to be on the top of your campers as well. Just continue and check every part of your seals, along your drains. And now that we're done up here on the top, we're going to take you on the inside. Now that we're done with the roof, we're going to make our way on the interior here. And when you come into this unit, you're going to open this up originally. It'll be like this. Open it up, lift, and it'll come down. Just have your door latch right here. Opens up your screen door. These right here are going to be the steps for the unit. We'll go ahead and show you how these operate as well. So when you go to stow these, you lift your ladder all the way up, Make sure that you have your door all the way open because this bracket will catch it on the side. You just push it in, pull this lever, and then lock it behind just right there. You also have these two pins right here, which you can remove, and remove this unit right here to clean up under here, replace it, something like that. So drop the unit again, simply pull this out. Also, you have these two latches just right here, which will raise and lower the ladder steps. I like to lower it all the way, just kind of hold it. Slide the legs out. And let them lock into place just like that. And we'll make our way inside. As we make our way on the inside here, you'll notice there's a fire extinguisher right here for the unit. You're going to have your control panel, which operates everything from your water heater, water pump, and your lights on the interior. This here also opens up the living room slide, so you press down. As your slide outs are opening up, that noise is pretty normal. It's just your gasket sliding. And you do want to make sure when you do open it, there's nothing on the other side. There's no debris or anything. As you're starting to come to the end, you'll see it lift a little bit and you'll hear the motor click. Just like that. Also, you have the awning slide out right here. So for your awning, it's going to be right up above the doorway here. Just like with the slide outs, you want to make sure that there's nothing in the way. You want to keep an eye on those bracket arms. So as this extends and you're keeping an eye on it, you'll notice that there's that black bar that's extending that holds. You'll see the flap drop there as well. You never want to extend this unit beyond this point right here, otherwise it will retract backwards. Simply just retract it and your flap will be down like that. Bring it in all the way. Also, another thing, we're going to make our way down to the bracket arm itself. On these, you can adjust the pitch simply by pulling down, just like this, to adjust for rain, snow, get everything kind of debris off before you. But also before you put these back up, you want to make sure that you adjust the pitch back because it will mess with the arm as it retracts back into the unit. So we'll continue making our way back into the inside here. On this control panel as well, you have your battery, your fresh tank, your black water tank, and your gray tank. If you press the button, you'll notice the indicators at the top here for empty, third, 2/3, and full. Shows them respectively. For your water pump, whenever you need water and you want to pump it from your fresh water tank instead of the city water, you'll press that on, you'll hear it operate and kick on. Also, for the gas, as we were noticing earlier, this is the switch for that, to turn on the switch for your gas. This right here, just your lights as well. These will dim the unit as well. Coming into the unit here, gonna have your sink along with the dish rack here. Up underneath your sink, if you want to come up here. Inside of here, just behind that panel right there, is gonna be your hot water tank. So whenever you go to fill up your tank after winterization or anything, you want water in there, you'll turn the knobs that are going to be back here. These knobs are going to be those valves right there, and you're going to turn them facing the water heater, and that allows water to flow in and out. Now whenever you winterize, you want to make sure that you empty your tank like we talked about with that bleeder valve, and then shut those as well. Have additional storage here up underneath. The cabinets. Up above additional storage, you have your microwave here, which is going to be operating on the shore power. It doesn't run on your battery. Open up, just your microwave there. Underneath that, you're going to have a light for your stove, as well as a vent fan for when you're cooking. Underneath of that, it's going to be your range. It's operated purely on gas. Whenever you go to use it, you just fold these back. These are your switches, standard propane. Turn it on. And then you'll actuate and turn just like that. Same with this one here, which operates the inside of the stove. And this here is a light for your LEDs for these as well. Right next to that, we're going to have your ever chill fridge. This fridge operates on your battery, shore power. Up here is going to be a large freezer. And then on the inside, we're going to have your refrigerator. Up underneath of that, for this unit, this is going to be where the water pump is housed for the unit. And then right next to that, you're also going to have the LPCO detector, carbon dioxide. Test that. It's going to be test, just simply hold it. It's going to be rather loud. Continuing on along the side here, this right here is going to control the furnace as well as the AC and the fan for the unit. So if you just press it, it'll be fan low and high, as well as cool high and low. I recommend running the cool high auto, as that'll keep the unit the coldest. Whenever you want some heat for the unit, this right here is going to be the heat option. Like I was saying earlier in the video, if you just go outside, you'll hear that clicking, and then the furnace will kick on where it's real hot. Turn that off for now. Right next to that is going to be your bathroom. So inside of here, if you just want to take a peek, it's going to be your vent fan for the unit for when you're taking a shower for humidity. Simply rotate this knob and that opens the vent, and you'll have this black button right here that'll turn on your fan for venting. When you're done, make sure that you close this all the way so there's no leakage into the unit. Also, there's going to be your light switch for the unit right here. Turn on your lights. This is your GFCI outlet as well. This will be where your reset button is for any of the GFCIs that are around the unit here. Next to that, your sink, mirror with additional storage behind, additional clip lighting. Up underneath is all the piping for your sink and everything. Your toilet for this, you simply just press this and that valve will open. You just close it back. This here is going to be your shower. When you're underway, we recommend that you always keep this closed. Keep this from sliding around and damaging and breaking and anything. And then also the skylight back there as well. Coming out of here, finishing up in the living room, we're going to have additional storage here. This tabletop can also be removed and slid onto these two grooves right here to make additional bedding. Also underneath of these, we're going to have storage with bins. Same with this one as well. Also, this bed and this couch right here will also extend into additional storage with more totes. Right here is going to be your fire furnace place, and also where you can mount a TV. There are going to be two brackets in here that you'll line up the stud finder and find your bracketing for that. Your pass-through for your cables, and then right here is going to be your auxiliary satellite for the TV, as well as your Wi-Fi. This here is going to be the surround sound system. So this surround sound system is going to be via auxiliary, Bluetooth, AM, FM radio, along with your two zones. So for your zone, this is going to be for your interior. You can turn it off if you just went outside, and vice versa with that. USB and HDMI, in case you want to run HDMI out to your TV for the surround sound system. Underneath of that, you're going to have your furnace right here, controlled manual. Going to be these switches right here. You can adjust your temperature, thermometer, timing, everything like that as well. There also is going to be a remote for this with additional storage too on the sides. This here is going to be your venting for your AC. These are going to be throughout the unit. This here is going to be the main unit for in here. If you want the air to be blowing through these vents, you will close these as that forces it through the system on both sides. Otherwise, it'll be venting completely all right here. Making our way here towards the rear of the unit. This is going to open up into the bunkhouse. So as you come in, you're going to have the switch for it right here for your lighting. But before that, it's also going to be where your slide out control is for in and out. Before you do that though, anytime you close the slide out, make sure your door is completely closed, as it will catch on the door when it comes in. So when you come in, you're going to have your bunk style up here with the storage with the steps. You just simply come up and get in along with emergency exits, handles for getting in and out. Also, additional satellite auxiliary controls right here for your TV, storage windows. This right here is going to be bed as well. So you just simply remove these cushions just like so. And then you'll see this black handle back here in the rear. You just pull this out. And then it'll open up into a rather large bed. Storage is just as easy as pressing down, folding back and applying the cushions again to the Velcro strap in the rear. Above it as well, we have another bed, which is going to be controlled just by this latch right here. You just raise it, pull this out, make sure you have a good grip on this and lower it. And then this also slides down to additional bedding as well, along with lighting up above. For storage, you just simply lift the latch back. In this unit as well, you're going to have 2 USB outlets, generally for your top bunk there, along with an outlet down here. So as we make our way to the forward, it's going to be to the bedroom. Also in this unit, you have your fire detector alarm right there. Want to make sure you give those a test. That is recommended to be at least 6 months. As we open the door here, we're going to have your slide out controls for the bedroom. Up is going to be sliding it in, down for out, along with your light switch for the unit. You're going to also have another heating AC in here for heat and for cool. You adjust the temperature by this knob right here for heat and cold respectively, along with just a fan, high fan, low cool, along with your heat. These, just as we were saying with everything else, will push the AC through those vents. And you simply just close these, or open these for your AC control. Large master bedroom here, along with your outlets on the rear, USB, along with more lighting up above. The bed lifts up for additional storage in these totes, as well as underneath, extending all the way to the outside there. Additional storage for your closet is going to be these latches right here. This slide out barn door style. You just simply open these, which opens up into additional storage for shoes and everything else. Make sure that you always latch these back when you go underway though, to prevent any damage to your doors or camper. Right here inside this cabinet, or in this closet, is going to be the hookup for your washer and dryer. Vents respectively for washer and dryer, along with your outlets, your cold and hot water connections, and your waste overflow. Additional storage cabinet, along with an emergency exit here, as well as an additional auxiliary satellite control in case you want to have a TV sitting on the mantle or anywhere. And that is going to be the Forest River Salem 33TS. Thank you for shopping here at SETZER'S. Have a good day.